peoples of the universe, please attend carefully. The message that follows is vital to the future of you all.
It may be vital to the future of us all, but no one's gonna bloody hear it. Actually, I have to tell you, I've been building out quite a nice viewership on Rumble. Like, you know, I'll watch my live stream. Yeah, the stats of it, and it's split it's normally split evenly between Rumble and YouTube now. So I'm like, right, well, this copyright strike. There's a lot going on with it, right? There's some algorithmic thing going on with YouTube now. Does that indicate anything bigger? All right. It could be, right? It could be. They could be getting ready to make sure people are quiet about something, right? We've seen that before, so you know, that would be that would make sense. Or you know, it's just nothing. But dude, I think things are. I keep saying end of days, baby, end of days. I'm not gonna have to say it much longer. All right. I'm thinking this weekend. For several reasons, but maybe. Oh yeah, I'm still sick. In fact, I got more of a cough now than I did yesterday, which is weird. Anyway, man, things are just getting crazy, right? Things are really just getting crazy. It's got to, like, at some point, war has got to become so obvious that everybody says we're at war, right? I mean, what is that? Are they going to start conscripting people? I mean, that could happen. Man, that could really happen. There's a lot of weird stuff that could go down very quickly, right? And we all know it. Okay, let me see if my tea's cooled down enough. I also have coffee as well, so so we're good for every eventuality. Okay, I think this is mint tea, right? We'll put a bit of chemicals in. Is it a sweetener? Is it LSD? We'll find out. I was like, what's that? I can hear a fizzing sound. And I realize it's a sweetener or the LSD. Man, it's really, oh man, that's really freaky. It sounds like someone's poisoning me, and it's me, and I am. Yeah, no, it's too hot. Oh man. And it's still going like crazy. Like an Alka-Seltzer. Did I get water in there, mate? No. Oh, maybe I did. I know. It's just weird. It's going crazy. Going crazy, baby. So, Boltall just commented, the goo from Ant-Man 3 is an old Native American ceremony. Is turd and shroom. So, okay, then. I haven't seen Ant-Man 3. I doubt I'm going to. But that would explain what has happened to the MCU. The MCU. Oh boy. Anyway, so this strike really couldn't drink the goo. He says this strike couldn't really have come at a better time, because I need to take some time off. And I was kind of like bust a gut making extra content. I'm like, nah. I'll keep live streaming because that's when I can. And this is just a week, because that, again, that's on Rumble. Right? My Rumble live streams do quite well. If you're on Rumble, say hello in the chat. I have no idea if that works, but let me know. And the yeah. So anyway, so I'll do a stream on Saturday night, but then Sunday I can't stream because it's my son's graduation. Right? Oh, Tyler Simon Day, how you doing, mate? It's my son's graduation, and when I say graduation from his like elite tank unit. Let me see if he sent a picture. Let's have a look. 1 second. There you go. Yeah, look at that. Israel's finest. 1 second. Share screen. It's WhatsApp. There you go. There you go. So he's about to graduate. And now he's like loaded in a was it elite tank unit. So there you go. So that's all. That's like Sunday afternoon, evening. Won't be able to stream, right? So that's taken up. Then Monday is a fast day. No eating until from like an hour before sunrise to like sundown. But then you can't eat, right? Because then you have to go and hear the scroll of Megillah read, right? The scroll of Megillah Esther. Yeah. The scroll of Esther read, right? Because it's the holiday of Purim. And that is one funky old story. Let me tell you, that is one funky old story. That's someone's going to write a scroll about the days we're living in right now, right? And I think they're going to I think they're going to start the story at the journalist dinner thing. White House correspondent dinner where they took the piss out the idea of Trump. They took the piss out the idea of Trump running for president, right? It was who was it? Seth Meyers or someone? I can't remember. And if I knew what we would have done, I would never have done it. The strike, by the way, that was also from like a year ago. A review of Redacted, right? Redacted's the thing that always gets me, man. Last thing I had trouble with was with Redacted. Man, you can't criticize those stunning and brave women who are just like any other women. Don't ask what's between their legs, because that's just rude. Right, all right. I mean, unless it's a prostitute. All right, I think that's fair, right? If here's a prostitute, hi, I would like a prostitute. You're phoning up this service. Hi, a prostitute, please. What one? How can I put this delicately? I'm super straight. Over a year ago, it was like crazy. It's some algorithmic thing. As I said, I think they're getting ready to make sure nobody complains about something, right? I think things going down, right? Also, the idea, this demonization, or not demonization, this like big reveal that COVID came from a lab, right? You know, that big reveal. Is that positioning the US to get ready for war with China, like to get the public into the idea of war with China? I mean, listen, that makes more sense than having war in Ukraine. I still don't understand how they convinced them. I think it's just because they said it so earnestly, right? You know, like they screamed at you, and if you didn't agree, they'll say you're evil, right? It was weird. It's weird. I mean, the whole thing with Ukraine is just like, what? What's going on? Yeah, it didn't start with Russia invading. It started way before that. Yeah, if you start reporting, if you start talking about the World War III from the invasion, well, yes, I guess you could start say World War III started with the invasion of Ukraine, right? That's fair enough, right? They all say World War III started with the invasion of Ukraine, but I mean that was it was. They kept building up, military on the, and I'm not sure if we're allowed to say this or not, right? But like they kept pushing Putin for a war because I think what they want to do is find an excuse to take out his ability to sell gas to Europe and take that business from him, right? That's really what I think it's all about, right? I really genuinely do. So it's it's just all Peter Pan and Wendy. Yeah, we should watch that trailer. I said just let me download that trailer. Oh, that tea is actually very good. 1 second, let me just find that. I'll go to YouTube. It's supposed to be like super woke, right? It's like super duper woke. 1 second. Peter Pan and Wendy trailer. Is this it? what's this one? There you go. From download it. We'll go to YouTube. Download online. Doink. Indestructible. Oh, I went to this one. Oh, I don't normally go to this one. Let's see if it works. Doink. It's sending me to AliExpress because that everything always sends me to AliExpress. Like, why? Why am I always being sent to Ali Bloody Express by all these like dodgy things? I do not know. And they got all these things that are like, oh, that's kind of useful. Oh, I could use that. Oh, that's kind of useful. Yeah, but that's AliExpress for you. Bloody hell. Why? I don't understand. Explain it to me. Explain it to me. Anyway. Yeah, we will watch that. So, so Sunday night I'm off, right? Then Monday, as I said, I got to hear. So I wouldn't be streaming Monday because it's after you hear Megillah, then you go and have something to eat. You break the fast. That's always good. And then people normally go out to parties and stuff. I don't. I stay around and grump around, go bah humbug. Yeah, I might have streamed that night, right? I might have actually streamed on Monday night. Because Tuesday, well out, right? Tuesday is going to be well out because it's a pouring one during the day then, and then that's the meal that you have to get insanely drunk. So I'm going to be unconscious, right, by Tuesday night. That's not happening. Wednesday, I'm normally hungover, but I might have streamed. I don't know, but I'm taking a few days off. That's basically my plan. I'm just kind of like, I got a bunch of content. I got some stuff I need to catch up on. I'll keep doing the live streams, and basically the difference is going to be like this. I don't think I'm going to be putting out original content on Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. Maybe Wednesday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like a 40-minute video. I will probably keep doing the shorts, and there'll be other stuff going up on this channel, right? Oh, it's good. There you go. Now it's the right temperature. So yeah. So it really kind of worked out at a good time. And like, honestly, this happened to me about a year ago, just under a year ago, for like a bullshit copyright strike, which I got the strike taken off, thank God. Otherwise, this would be 2 weeks, right? I looked at the stats of the channel, and nothing happened. Right? Basically, it was like, just like there wasn't. I mean, like it was irritating, but there wasn't really a downside, right? So I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. Basically, that's it. Yeah, I'm gonna. I'll still be doing the YouTube shorts. I'm probably still going to keep posting YouTube shorts on this channel, right? That's probably an easy way to build up this channel, right? Because you don't have to spend time uploading. Like it's like a half hour to upload like a 40-minute video or something, like 20 minutes or an hour or something. It depends how long it is. Right, normally like 2 or 3 gig. They have to upload like a decent sized one. So these were the shorts they upload in like a minute. It's like, oh, okay, fine, right? So I'll probably keep posting those over here. That's on my backup channel, right? Oh, it's so good. That's so good. But anyway, yeah. So I was slightly late getting to the desk, everything because I was watching Star Trek Picard. Fuck me, that is awesome. Oh my God. Star Trek Picard, episode 3. Okay. Not only is it really honest, authentic, next generation, but it's also perhaps one of the best we've ever seen. It really is. Right? It's do I think it's better than I can't think of a next generation that's better than it. Right? Best of both worlds. No, this is better. This is crazy. It's so good, right? So good. And it's not still doing the same thing. It's the same ethos, but move forward. Like when they swear in this one, and they do, it's it doesn't feel like they're breaking Star Trek, whereas before it did, right? It's really weird. It's really very strange. it just feels like they've moved forward, right? It just feels like, yeah. I mean, like in Next Gen, there were more female crew members. I mean, admittedly, there were Natasha Yar and Jana Troy looking awfully hot. Actually, Jana Troy, they decided not to make her look hot until they killed Tasha Yar off, right? But I think, what was it, season 3, purple spandex? That's the best Tasha Yar. Oh, and I mean Jana Troy. Season 3 or season 4, purple spandex, low cut, lots of cleavage. Here, let's have a look. One second. I will look this up for you because these are important things. Star Trek Next Generation, Deanna Troy, season 3, purple. Let's see what comes up. Images. This is turquoise. Oh yeah, no. This is all-time awesome Deanna Troy. One second, let me just grab that image. Doink. Yes, this is prime Deanna Troy. I also like the one where she was taken over by an alien, right? And she was all like angry and mean. Yeah, like that. This is bad Deanna Troy. One second, I'm gonna catch you up. Okay, I'm gonna be showing you all of these things. Right, here we go. Bad Deanna Troy. Not bad in a good way, just bad as in not sexy. Right? There's the costume, but you don't really see enough of it. But okay. It's also very good Deanna Troy. There you go. Good Deanna Troy. Fine, let me open these pictures. We get my pervert pictures. Pervert pictures with Rabbi. What pervert pictures would you like today? Well, I'll go for the Deanna Troy pervert pictures. There you go. Fine, let me share that screen. I've done the research for you, ladies and gentlemen. I've done the research for you. 1 second. Doink. Now, I will say that's prime Deanna Troy right there. Primo uno, but so's this. I mean, again, see, that's why the only thing that's really missing from Picard, right, is a bit of babiage. I'm sorry. Star Trek should include, and I hate to be the one to tell you, spankable babes, okay? Star Trek should include spankable babes in spandex, right? In spandex. If you don't know what spankable babes mean, ask any male friend you have, right? They will tell you spankable babes in spandex, right? Absolutely. I think it's a very good. But you see, that's that's the only thing Picard doesn't have. As I was saying, you had Troy here, Next Generation. Then you had. I thought Kira was and Dax, right? I thought both Kira and Dax were super hot in Deep Space Nine. Kira slightly more. Like Kira really turned me on. And then look, Voyager. Oh yeah, 7 and 9. But boy, when you had Kez for those couple of seasons, I was wilting with lack of excitement. Let me tell you. But then when they brought on Jerry Ryan, I was like, oh, Voyager's looking up. Voyager's looking up. Brass rushing from ahead. Then they did Enterprise. They had Blaine Jolok. What's her name? What's her name? The super hot Vulcan, right? You need some spankability with Star Trek. It just goes with the game, baby. It goes with the game. And Deanna Troy. See, that's a bad Deanna Troy, right? That's like, yeah. What am with that? That's like I Dream of Jeannie, but not hot. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing with that. That's weird. But then we have good Deanna Troy. Oh, good Deanna Troy, so good. Yeah, so anyway, we like a bit of Deanna Troy. So she was in Picard for like a scene. But it's just awesome. So you've got these great character scenes with they have this great scene with Beverly Crusher and Picard when where he's like, that's my son? Like, WTF? What's going on? Like, why didn't you tell? It was like, and it was such a great scene. Did it entirely, but it was a great scene. Riker is so Riker. Everything is great in this show, right? It really is. It's just great Star Trek. I'm blown away at how good it is. Again, it's not just acceptable. It's not bad. It's great Star Trek. It's genuinely great Star Trek. There you go. So let me get to the chat. I should pull up some mic candy as well. Dun 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 dun, dun. Indestructible Captain Scarlet. Dun 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 dun. Dunk. Wait, live at 5. That's what I was looking for. We should do that. Yeah, that was also a good one. Here we go. Doink. Let's open these up. Kaboom! Whoa, it worked. Look at that. Share screen. Screen is sharing. Right, so this is going to be on this channel. This is from last stream. No Time to Be a Spy. The story state of our culture when James Bond is rewritten for racial sensitivity. Should be radical sensitivity. I was right the first time. Man. More toxic fan media's idiotic ideas for Doctor Who spin-offs. Oh, God. The only criteria I had for this when making this, the only criteria I had when making this list was people's skin color, gender, and sexuality. Because we're anti-racist on the right side of history. Yeah, of course you are, mate. Of course you are. I finally review this episode after saying it looks so wonderful. I review it and I say, oh, it's so wonderful. It really is so good. I mean, just such a deeply talented guy. But man, have you seen now? Here, let me see if I can find it. That was on YouTube. Now I'll go to YouTube history. Some effects guys have found a way of like turning video into anime or into animation, right? I mean, you can do it for anything. So this is going to completely change the reconstructions, right? This is going to absolutely completely change. Oh, here it is. The title of this video: did we just change animation forever? And the answer is yes. I'll share the link. Should I download the video or should we just watch it? But I'll share. You know what? I think we'll download it. It shouldn't take long. And then we can. I'll get to the chat. I'll finish the thumbnails. I'll get to the chat and we'll watch Peter Pan and Wendy. And then we've got lots to talk about. I've got that article to go over. Doink. There we go. Try this again. Doink. Let's see how that's going. And of course, it's downloading, but sending me to AliExpress. Of course, nothing is complete without being sent to Ali Bloody Express. But yeah, this process is going to completely change how people do animation. I mean, like traditional animation is dead. Like, I mean, when you see this, it is permanently dead, right? Which I wish this show was. I'm like so fucked off with it. Leave me alone. This is the shit gay episode. You had the good gay episode. Now you got the shit gay episode. I wish it was a Nick Offerman episode. The Last of Us season 1 I said Left Behind. Oh God, I want to leave you behind. Fuck off. The horror of David Tennant. That's on my main channel. Toxic fan of that. This is the weirdest one ever. This is the weirdest one ever. Like, how sexist that David Tennant said on the camera. Sexist. These guys are weird, right? These guys are just weird. This was from somebody posted this on Twitter this morning. Yeah, I just posted a video about this. Bonkers toxic media still. I mean, that's why I want to put still as like on the as big a letter as possible. Still desperately trying to explain and legitimize the timeless child. Darling, let it go. It's over. It's over. Just stop. Stop with it already. Come on. The Rabbi for Another Planet's complete scientific pick of the best Bond girl or best Bond girls of all time. I think Anna de Armas didn't get much of a look in. She should really be moved up a little bit. Oh, Terry Hatcher. Terry Hatcher looks freaking gorgeous. Oh, man. when was it? She was in Seinfeld, right? When they're in a sauna and trying to work out if her boobs were real. And so, Elaine was going to fall on her, uncut, and be able to feel. Anyway, so I can't remember. It never happened. And she turns around to the gang and says, yes, they are real. And they're fabulous. Yes, they are, Terry. Yes, they are. Lois and Clark. I never remember what exactly you're talking about, but just like having you on freeze frame a lot, with a lot of Vaseline around, because I was very chapped at the time, obviously. And here we are, the expanded universe. Yes, this is the word on the street, baby. Oh yes, faithful viewer, we're going to have one consistent universe across all media. Yes, they are. That hasn't actually been underscored as yet, but everything kind of fits into that. Now, that already happens, to a great extent. Like, everything's got to be signed off on by the BBC. Like, if Rusty Davies is doing a storyline with, like, I don't know, trying to think of an old villain. I'm looking around at my, I should be looking at the classic things. With the Axons, right? And Big Finish was going to do a big Axon thing. They'll probably be axed. Or, like, if they want to do, like, a Dalek universe thing, but actually with Daleks, but the TV-21 Dalek strips. Oh, do you think we're going to get hoverbouts? Oh, I bet we're going to get lots of chills like that. But I think it's good. It's all going to have one consistent voice throughout all. But then again, because there's huge change in technology that's happening right now, right? Like, literally right now. It's, if you can do a fan audio drama, you can do a fan Doctor Who cartoon now, animation. I'll do the chat, and then I will show you the video, which is going to blow your mind, right? Darren M, hey, I'm glad you found it. Someone said, yes, I'm missing from the thumbnails. Oh, Icky Thumb Jordy. Yes, you're gone, Jody. Goodbye. Mark the Vicar is there. Doing Mark the Vicar. Bowl Tool, I've said hello to. Time I said hello to as well. What else are we going to get? It's the other thing about being on these being on my backup channel is, like, I feel like I can really say anything. Like, nothing really matters. If you didn't nuke somebody from his circle, somebody from a circle would take him out because they know it's suicidal. We send all the nuke. Well, it's probably true, right? But I think we're on a suicidal course, right? I think we are genuinely on a suicidal course. They're gearing up to protect Peter Pan and Wendy, says Darren M. Lots of things taken down already on that. Oh, maybe I should give that a miss then. Disney must be shoring up defense. You know what? I'm going to give that a miss then. Fine. I'm out off from that. Lonnie is there. Lonnie, you're going to want to watch what I'm about to show you, mate. Right? You are. Oh, about 20 minutes ago. You are going to want to watch this. I hope you're still here, because you're a creative guy, right? You know how to make comics. You're going to be able to use and take this technology. And you know who else will be able to use it? Heroinberg. I should really get in contact with them. This is perfect for them, right? Colin Archer is here. You doing, Colin Archer? Thank you for joining us. Let me think. I forgot to look if anybody was talking to me, but as I was whizzing through the chat. And no, there you go. If you show Peter Pan, we will likely get claimed as a yeah. They got ads for that. Oh, man. So, yeah, I'm going to give that one a miss. But here, we're going to look at this instead, though. Video. Downloads. Fine. We're not going to watch the whole thing. I put the link in the chat.
You could film yourself and easily turn into anything you want, like a cartoon character. Like, what if this could just be a means of capturing performance, and you can visualize whatever you're...
Okay, so this is a little bit much, right? They haven't got to this bit yet. But this is fascinating. They've worked out
the most
how
creative
to make himself into anime.
But I think we came up with a new way to animate, a way to turn reality into a cartoon. And it's one more step towards true creative freedom, where we can easily create anything we want.
Yeah, so this is crazy. So I'm not going to... It's... Fine. So it starts off with this with AI. So he talks about the thing called diffusion. If you I should just let me explain it. It's so much easier. Yeah, here we go.
Is a machine learning process known as diffusion. At its core, the diffusion process lets a computer generate an image from noise, much like how we imagine an image from an ink blot or looking at clouds. So if we take
that's just a great explanation. That really is.
Picture we already have, and we put a little bit of noise on top, we can have the computer clear up that noise while drawing in new details.
So that's basically how AI art works, right? Okay, so again, but you see, that
weren't there before. It's a lot like looking at a picture and squinting your eyes.
So he says, if you can do it one picture, why not do it for video, right? But he said the problem is this: because it redraws it every frame, you get this weird flicker.
Fortunately, the moment people tried applying this to video, everything fell apart. Because the first step of the process requires us to noise up our image. Every single frame ends up looking different.
Right, because the noise on each frame is different. So I don't know how he explains it, but they worked a way around that, right? And so then the next thing was
noise that you put on top change. Things become a lot more solid in the image, but now it kind of feels like
I said he introduced this. Someone was trying to do. Hang on. Yeah, so they said the clue they got.
First clue was Jurassic Park. 6 months ago, a user on YouTube named Hops uploaded an experiment. He had processed Jurassic Park.
Again, this is how recent this stuff is. This is so cutting edge.
To look like low poly Zelda. And he used an interesting new technique to noisify the image. And he had achieved excellent results. So I'll explain. Every time you process...
He can explain. I don't care. I did my head in. Go watch the video. Right? Fine. So now let's go to the next problem.
But I tried to make my video look like a cartoon, and every frame was being drawn with a different cartoon style. So we fixed one problem just to encounter another problem. Dead end? Well, no. Because around this time, style models were becoming a thing in the stable...
Again, around this time. This is now. Literally now. So, okay, they make a thing called a style
diffusion
model.
Space. Yeah. A person named Nitrosock started creating some amazing diffusion models built to convert your image into one specific style. So then it dawned on us. This was the key to eliminating the style flicker. Like imagine telling 100 different people to draw...
Alright, so it gets rid of the style flicker. And then, what's this next thing?
Why not do that here? I trained a model to not only replicate a specific style, but to also specifically know a character, me. I trained it on images of me wearing the same clothes on the same green screen background that I was using for my test sequence. And suddenly, boom, everything locked in. The consistency between frames was hugely improved.
Look at that.
Well,
look at that.
It still wasn't quite perfect. But we're VFX artists who have worked...
So yeah, they clean it up. And
here for getting something that looks like a cartoon, and it's pretty bonkers. It's working.
Right. So now this is going to change how we do the reconstructions. Right? Essentially, you just react it out in the front of a green screen now, and then you put the William Hartnell model on it, and and you can make them look fabulous. Right? And how far away from us being able to do photorealistic, like from the so it looks like a 1960s television picture, right? So you know this technology I think is Herrenberg, not Herrenberger. So this technology I think is really on the you know, like when you saw these things on Tomorrow's World, right? Tomorrow's World said, you know, Valerie Singleton, whoever it was, and this is called a video cassette recorder, you know, like right now, I think it's called rotoscoping. Yeah, no, but rotoscoping happens by hand. It's never been automatic before, right? So that's what makes the difference, right? You could, my computer, if I tried doing this, well, yeah, obviously, right? But we're so close, right? I mean, like somebody's just got to write the software package. And that's really it, you know. And like we're so insanely close, Yeah, I mean, this is going to be commercialized. It's being commercialized right now, and it's going to change everything. I mean, like we could easily animate the War Doctor videos right now. Wouldn't that be incredible? Like a widescreen. I mean, that's something that could actually happen on not even a huge budget, right? I mean, I don't know what this cost. Doesn't seem to be that crazy, right? I reckon they could crowdfund it, right? I mean, like an animated War Doctor. It's I do think that's something that might have real legs, right? Especially in that kind of animation style. Anyway, so here let's see how it came out in the end. Here, 1 second. So they do all the making of, and yeah, look, these are effects people, and they okay, fine. They put the whole thing together. Just let's see the bloody thing at the end. There you go. All right, let's have a look.
Jank anymore?
The song that Sam found for the ending, Fender made this amazing shot where my fist comes down and there's just this anime blast that happens, and then you just have this drum roll coming. Yeah, it just all melds and then you just get kind of lost in it.
Are we gonna get another one? Dean's coming back to seek vengeance.
At the end of all the anime videos, we always do one of those montages of like, and now here's all the things that happen afterwards, which are like supposed to be like the end credit joke, but this one is the ultimate fast forward a whole season in this montage, and it subconsciously makes
honestly,
you go, oh yeah, there's a whole story here. But we were just like spitballing random shots.
Yeah. It's just crazy stuff. Hey, what else do I have? I think I've got some other crazy stuff. Oh, video of art. Not doing Peter Pan and Wendy. No, you scared me away from that. Oh man, forgot. Here, let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look on my twat. Bookmarks. I bookmark things and I forget to download them. Oh yeah, 1 second. This is being downloaded. This is like we have. I think we actually have to see. Put a video downloader. And also we got to talk about Mandalorian, super star. I mean, I think so Star Wars. It was so like genuinely, deeply Star Wars. Yeah, okay. Got too many tabs. There you go. This is crazy. I thought, 1 second. I thought we were going to see Russell. I thought that was John Nathan Turner in this video, but I think it's Russell Grant. I can't tell. They're very interchangeable. Here, let me just download this. You tell me, is this Russell Grant or John Nathan Turner? I don't know. It looks like Russell Grant. We will see. Oh, we've got to do Doctor Who magazine. I forgot about that. And Mando. Fine, we really got to get on top of things. There we go. No, download. We go to okay, downloading. I mean, that was quick. Share screen.
Dr. Patrick Troughton and the current Dr. Peter Davison.
Yeah, that's
Patrick, playing that part, of course, playing that part must have made a tremendous difference to your life, didn't it?
Yes, well, it was security for a start. I mean, an actor, you know, the awful thing is not knowing whether you're going to be able to make ends meet from 1 week to the next, really.
But you played it for 3 years.
Security was lovely.
Yeah, you played it for
terribly
3 years.
happy. 3 years, yes. Yeah. And we were on every Saturday, too, not like these people, you know.
Have it easy.
Every Saturday of the year we were on.
Now, there were
Except
five,
for August.
There were 5 of you,
yes.
and sadly William Hart...
He's so much like his son. You know, the one from Very Peculiar Practice, right? Especially like that with his glasses. Really, really reminds him of... Yeah.
is now no longer with us, but how was it decided to replace you, for example? I mean, did you decide that you'd had enough, or the 3 years was long enough, you want to do something else, or did they say,
yes.
well, we've run out of ideas for Patrick Troughton?
No, I decided, you know, that if I stayed with it too long, I'd get stuck.
I think it's worth mentioning Frank Boff was, in fact, a massive cokehead at this time, right? To basically say, were you fired? Like, we've run out of ideas for you. Like, what? What? I mean, how is that not an insulting question? That's insane. Again, Frank Boff, mate. Frank Boff. Yeah, so I can just sit down in the next thing, which we're going to. Okay, whatever. No. I decided to do my own accord.
And I thought it's best to, 3 years is just right. Sorry, Dean.
What is the essence of Doctor Who? I mean, 6 Doctor Whos. There must be something, the essence.
That's like receipt pronunciation for receipt pronunciation. My God. What's the name again? I can't remember. But like, that is the most receipt pronunciation I've ever heard. I felt like the Queen was just asking me that. I think we need to wind that back, right? I think we definitely, what?
Doctor Who, there must be something, the essence.
No, I never understand.
The character, the personality that must go on and continue through the
She looks quite different sideways, doesn't she? Have you noticed, when you look at them
Do you want to see my profile?
He's been drinking our
the
coffee,
serious one today. Yeah. There's an element, when I was asked to do the part, I looked at old tapes of all the other Doctor Who's, just to, and tried to, because I had no idea how to play it at all. So I just looked at tapes of William Hartnell's and Patrick's and John.
Well, I guess I'm qualified as well then.
Pertwee's
and decided what? Yes. To do differently?
No, to take little
God,
bits.
he's being such a cunt.
From
decided what? Do it differently?
And decided what?
Yes.
To do differently?
No, I like because they were shit. Did you do that? Did you do it good? Because honestly, everybody else was shit. Like the guy next year, I think he was fired. I think he's lying. I think he was really genuinely fired, right? Did you decide to do it differently, did you? Okay.
No, to take little bits from each characteristics, maybe, to start with, anyway, so that I could find my way to a...
Can you name any particular one, though? Little thing that you picked up?
Well, I took a bit of the grumpiness. William Hartnell had a marvellous sort of grumpy...
I mean, I like she's asking a real question, right? Selena Scott, there you go. Semolina Scott. Again, very spankable.
Sort of nature about him. And Patrick had this sort of...
Steady on.
Yes, be careful with kind of kindly eccentric character.
Oh, really?
And John Pertwee is very much sort of dandified Doctor, and of course Tom. Well, I didn't take so much from Tom because I thought he would be in everyone's mind anyway, so that really I tried to find my way by.
Yeah, I mean, essentially he was cast to be the opposite of Tom Baker, right? It was so funny when it came out that Frank Boff was a massive cokehead, right? It just like, really? Well, that changed my childhood, right? That and Gary Glitter, that will change my childhood. And Rolf Harris. Blimey. They all just like shacking kids. I mean, why? Like, I don't know. I can't imagine you feel good afterwards, right? I mean, like, right? I can't imagine you feel good about yourself. Can you? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Like I would love to ask someone like Rolf Harris. Like when did you start wanting to shag kids? Oh, all the time. Really? I've never wanted to. It's never even occurred to me. I mean, I guess when I was a 16-year-old, I wanted to shag other 16-year-olds. Right? But like, I think that's fair game, frankly. I don't know.
Here we have the newest and the most modern.
Well, it's a delight having you with us, and big celebrations at Longleat, I know. And
yes,
people will find
details.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, this was before they went to the hell that was Longleat.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Slim.
Then we've got...
Thank you. That is Russell Grant, all right? Again, very interchangeable with John Nathan Turner. What else we got? Oh, yeah, we should see this for a second. It'll bring a tear to your eye.
You never know when the neighbors are going to drop in for a chat and a bite to eat.
She said, oh. I said, oh. I said, yes. She said, I thought, well.
So it's always worth having a packet of smash handy. Because it's made of real potato pieces, it ensures a mashed potato with a taste that's unbeatable.
That is good.
And afterward, you can retire.
I mean, it's just a great ad campaign. You remember it so well. For mash gets
to the lounge and show them your latest antique.
I like the legs going. That's the fun. Then were the days. Everything was better then. Oh, 1 second. Stop. Cancel. I got it. And then, oh man, this is just a weird one.
Also, military. She'd come in and do things that I don't think you learn in medical school, in nursing school.
What? I mean, like, what? This isn't a deep fake. This is real, right? This just happened.
I had a nurse named Pearl Nelson, military. She'd come in and do things that I don't think you learn in medical school, in nursing school.
I don't think he meant to say that.
She'd whisper in my ear. I couldn't understand him. She'd whisper, she'd lean down. She'd actually breathe on me to make sure that there was a connection, a human connection.
Yeah, she'll breathe on me, and then she'll suck my dick.
She even went home and brought back her pillow from her own bed because she knew the one I had, the one comfortable.
None of this is real, is it? He's out of his fucking mind.
But I'm not joking.
Okay, mate. Well, yeah, you do you, mate. You do you. Whatever. That's just weird. What should we do first? Mando or Doctor Who magazine? Do a bit of Doctor Who magazine. Doctor Who. Actually, there's a bunch of stories I want to get to as well. Let's have a quick look at it. 1 second. Got way too many tabs open, so it's very confusing. We've got to get the headline story. Hang on. I've got to find the link for it. Doink. But there's also oh no, that's on the wrong thing. That's the wrong thing. Yeah, I got too many bloody tabs. And now I've got too many pictures of Deanna Troy in my face. Really? That's just distracting. That's unnecessarily distracting. Yeah. Okay, one second. I'll do this. Aha, I think I'll find it this way. There you go. On it there. So this, I think I can close. Apart from this. Oh, that we want to go to as well. That goes over here. And we want this as well. Okay, fine. So I can close this window. Sorry, I just got way too much open. I can't even see straight. What are we going to? A bit of batting in the comics. Oh, this is actually a story worth getting to. Oh, it's updated. Share screen. The trouble with what's that say? Zahel Biden is the most ridiculous things are most likely to be. That really is true. I mean, like, I don't know what to tell you. Mando, I liked a lot. I liked that a lot. To me, it felt like pure, real Star Wars. So they're trying to sell us on the Shazam movie, saying it's a mini Avengers movie. Is it? I don't think so. I don't think it is at all, okay? Dilbert dropped by publisher after creator Scott Adams accused of holding racist views and promoting segregation. This is super bullshit, right? The bullshit beyond bullshit. Insane bullshit. Like an insane levels of bullshit. Oh, man, I forgot to do the coffee. Whoa, did I put sugar in? Oh, sweetener? Man, that was scary. There we go. Oh, thank God. So much better. So much better. Yeah, so let's look at this story. 7, I think that's fair. I'm Picard. I'll give that a 9. Freaking awesome. Oh, my God. So good. Dilbert dropped by publisher after creator Scott Adams accused of holding racist views and promoting segregation. No, he didn't. So Dilbert has been has been dropped from publication after its creator Scott Adams was falsely accused of being racist and segregation. He was doing the opposite, right? Adams came under scrutiny after addressing a poll conducted by Rasmussen reports, which found that only a very small percentage of the Black Americans disagree with the statement. It's okay to be white. Blimey, right? Well, what's a small agree? I mean, like. According to the poll, 1,000 people surveyed from across various different ethnic and political groups. Roughly 80% of black respondents, or roughly 180 individuals, asserted they strongly agree with the statement as presented. Blimey. 8% of black respondents, or 80 individuals, say somewhat disagree. Wow. With the statement. Blimey. While 21%, 210, say not sure. Okay. Taking notice of the poll on the February 22nd, Scott Adams carved out time of that day's episode, the Real Coffee with Scott Adams, to comment on and ridicule the results. That's what he was doing. He says, Rasmussen has a provocative poll. They said, do you agree or disagree with the statement it's okay to be white? That was an actual question, right? He further noted Rasmussen asked white and black voters and probably others, do you disagree with the statement it's okay to be white? 26% of blacks said, no, it's okay to be white. 21% weren't sure. Well, I guess it's a confusing world. Adding that 47% of black respondents were not willing to say it's okay to be white. I mean, so 470 individuals who provided negative answers. That actually that's the real. One second. That's actually just like a real poll. That this just happened. Do you have any idea? Would you imagine that could have happened? Okay, I guess that would have been a real poll. Making the comment that was obviously meant to be taken as a lighthearted humor. The artist then said, "As you know, I've been identifying as black for a while because I like to be on the winning team and I like to help." It's okay. So I always thought that if you help the black community, that's the biggest lever. Okay, Adams explained. You can find the biggest benefit. So I thought, well, that's the hardest thing and the biggest benefit. So I like to focus a lot of my life resources in helping black Americans. Okay, so much so that I started identifying as black just to be on their team. I was just on the team I was helping. It turns out nearly half the team doesn't think it's I'm okay to be white, which is of course why I identify as black, which could be on the so I could be on the winning team. Yeah, exactly. For a while, I don't blame him. Makes a lot of sense there, right? Explain that this isn't easily influenced. Poll. He results he came across him, blah 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 blah. So what did he say to get in trouble? I have to say this is the first political poll that I've ever changed my politics. I didn't know that ever before. The befuddled creator continued. Normally you see a poll and you think, oh, whatever, that's interesting. But this one's okay. So what's it? But today I'm ready to re-identify as white because I don't want to be a member of a hate group. So I actually had to join the hate group. So that nearly half of all the blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll. Not according to me, according to this poll. That's a hate group. Well, I guess so. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. He affirmed, and I would say, okay, yeah. So he wants to stay. According to Rasmussen, if that poll's correct, he wants to stay away from black people, right? Which is not me saying it. Don't get me in trouble. And I would say that based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is get the way. Yes, okay. He said, get the hell away from those people. I'm not going to say it. I'll get in trouble. Just get the F away whenever you go. Whenever you get away, because there's no fixing this. Well, I don't know. We seem to be heading for complete societal collapse in one way or another, right? This can't be fixed. You just can't. You just have to escape. That's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where I have a very low black population because unfortunately there's a high correlation between density and according to the CNN anchor Don Lemon. By the way, okay. Bizarre reality, Kanye West rants and talks with Trump. Fine. So, get the bloody boy. So here I am, just quoting Don Lemon. He notes, and when he lived the mostly black neighborhood, there was a bunch of problems that I didn't see in the white neighborhoods, Adams recounts. So even Don Lemon sees a big difference in your own quality of living. Okay, so he's just basically repeating everything that, you know, the weird left-wing people say. Fine, and then you go, Don Lemon talking about pulling your pants up. I actually tend to agree with him. There we go. So, taken to 226, the noted comic strip publisher and syndication house announced that they would no longer be serving a relationship with Dilbert creator Scott Adams, but the decision will be extended to all areas of business with Adams and the comic strip. Okay, well, listen, I hope he finds somebody. I hope he just takes control of it himself, quite frankly. The media and communications companies, AMU, values free speech, said the publisher, we're proud to be fascist and burn books. What's that? Yeah, because we love free speech and share many different ones, but we will never support any commentary rooted in discrimination or hate. That wasn't it. Recent comments by Scott Adams regarding race and race relations do not align with the core values of the company. Well, that just didn't. I mean, did anybody think to actually listen to his side? Obviously not. I mean, honestly, obviously not. I hope he's able to go and say, screw you. I love this. Black Panther Wakanda Forever star Angela Bassett says she's proud of the sequels led by black actresses. We are a very strong, resolute tribe. That might be nice, but you're a strong, resolute tribe that can't sell any fucking tickets, darling. Right? Which is the name of the game. And don't go, oh, that's because the people are racist. I don't care. Sell the tickets, right? I don't care if you've got to go and give a hand job to anybody waiting in line. Go and sell the fucking tickets. That's what you need to do. Sell the tickets. And you can't sell the fucking tickets, mate. All right? That bottom bloody line. So, let's have a look at a bit of Doctor Who magazine. Or should we do Mando first? Yeah, like, you know what? Let's do Mando first. You talk me into it. A bit of Mandalorian. It won't take long. It'll only like half hour long, which is actually, I kind of like that. But again, for me, this just feels like pure, authentic Star Wars to me. It really does. And I like that it's taking place in a different place in the Star Wars universe, right? It feels authentic Star Wars, but not being something we've seen before. And I think that it's just a fantastic idea to go deep, to do a deep dive into the Mandalorians. They were always super cool. And the more you see them, the cooler they are, which is what we see in this episode. They are just insanely cool. Mr. Jekyll Hyde is here. How you doing, sir? Thank you for joining us. Thank you for finding us. Share screen. Doink. Dun, dun, dun. Love a bit of Mando. I mean, this was just awesome, right? It's so, I mean, like, Boba Fett and Obi-Wan Kenobi, I felt were so not Star Wars, right? Obi-Wan Kenobi was worse because it had, you know, all the trappings of it without it actually being it. So this, I mean, look, for me, seeing the Star Wars logo as always the death knell. I'm like, oh god, I hate this logo because I know it's Disney Star Wars. I didn't manage to bother capturing the faces on the beginning. I hate that. Just we went straight into Mando, dun, dun, dun. And it opens up with a fucking awesome is scene, right? Just awesome beyond awesome. Now, my big criticism of this episode, though, is, and I see this a lot now, that things are often written with the same in the same format as video games. You know, like you got task, reward, task, obstacle, task, that sort of thing. And it's not really a story, right? We're clearly, these are clearly not scripts from generations of readers, right? Whereas, what's the name? George Lucas clearly was a reader, right? And I think it really, it shows. It does show. So yeah, so we get this awesome sequence. We got the Mandalorian, Smith woman thing, the one in charge. She's getting some what's it called again? Not gold press platinum. That's Star Trek. I forgot what's the name of the thing. Not gold press platinum. Oh god, not Beskar, right? Beskar, right? And she's fashioning it, and you see him make a Mandalorian helmet, and like, and it actually takes away from the mystique of it a little bit, you know, because it just feels. It's kind of like when you saw a lightsaber being made, and like, oh, you just got to get, you know, the right parts and put it together, right? Or the lightsaber color. I hated that, right? I wish that when you became Sith, your lightsaber responded by turning red, right? I wish it was like some kind of connection like that. I hate you just like, oh, you put a different crystalline, right? Yeah, so it like, yeah, that for me that always diminished that lightsabers, and this is kind of diminished Mandalorians, right? But anyway, she's making a Mandalorian armor, and they put technologies in. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room here, which I think is quite important topic of conversation. This is ridiculously impractical. Their philosophy, their creed, right? To never remove your helmet, right? How? It's just ridiculously impossible. It's like, it's so impractical, right? I mean, how, like, you need air on your face. And you see them like put this technology in as they're building it, right? Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so he goes off to be, we have a kid who's going to be becoming a Mandalorian. It's his ceremony to become a man in the Iron Mask. I mean, like, man, like, what'd you get for this? I mean, like, constant blowjobs from Scarlett Johansson. Is that built into your helmet? Ooh, pull that into my helmet, darling. I mean, like, I don't get it. Right? Okay, you're a kid. Do you like the sun in your face? Well, fuck that, mate. It's not happening anymore. Do you like kissing girls? Well, you never found out. You're never going to. Like, how do they have kids? Like, I mean, sorry. If I'm having sex, I want to have a snog. Right? I mean, that's like, you know, to me, that's kind of an important part of that. But anyway, we're going to do this totally impractical thing and make you wear this helmet for the rest of your life. Really? But why? Because I want to. Okay, this is the way. This is the way. Fine, they put it on. And it is cool. Fine. He puts on his little helmet and he goes, oh, I will never take it off. And this is the way. The other thing that I think made it look less impressive is she spray painting it as well. I'm like, well, you know, yeah, it's just kind of this unimpressive, right? As he gets water for the ceremony, and a big one with a huge gun, which I like is, yeah, so it's coming, and just giant crocodile thing comes out, and you have this awesome fight. But right again, is these fucking helmets, like, you got technology built into them that you're not allowed to ever take off ever? Could any of you spot a giant fucking indestructible alligator coming towards you? Right? Could any of you spot that? Right? I would say that's quite important. Right? If you can't take this helmet off, which I just think is horribly impractical, right? Surely it should have the capacity to spot a giant fuck-off alligator thing coming to attack you. Oh, it's awesome sequence, though, right? Awesome sequence. Dun, dun, dun. And they have this giant... And they just get their asses kicked, right? They just get their asses kicked. We're going to take a break after we get the first bit. Right. Where'd you go? Second. I had a guess you're about to come on. 1 second. Let me find out where he went. Doink. Where do you go? All the mystique is gone. Fine, we'll do some more banner while we're waiting. Where'd he go? But okay, fine. So awesome sequence, right? They take off on their rocket ship. King of a rocket, man. And they just get their asses kicked by this giant thing. Like, I mean, honestly, Mandalorians, and they're being eaten left and center, right? It's crazy. Hang on. What's going on? Let me see. 1 second. Good. No worries. Was just wrapping that up at the we haven't even got to that here at the pre-titles teaser. Okay, this is what we're in right now. It's going fine. Yeah. Hopefully, come on. It's fine. Now I've got to don't come back. Come back. Fine. 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 So let me just finish this bit. So, and they just get their asses kicked, right? Just getting their asses kicked massively until, but it's a great fight. And in flies Mando, dun, 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 and blows him up, right? And he lands in his Mando ship with baby Yoda, the apostate, right? Fine. It's removed. I guess I haven't seen it yet. I was just wrapping it up. Where'd you go? Fine, we'll pull out Doctor Who magazine. Again, being on a channel that nobody's watching makes it so much easier. Yeah, I feel like so much less of a demand. Here we go. Doink. Let's have a look at Doctor Who magazine. Doctor Who. TARDIS. Fine. So, here we go. 1 second. Now we have cleared the screen of the offending, spoiling image. Dude, it was a pre-titles a teaser. You're fine. Trust me. I didn't spoil anything. But it's very good. If that's a spoiler, it's very good. Look, the guest we have coming on, he's a man of delicate sensibilities. Let me be clear. He is. God bless him. But, he lives on a higher plane than most of us, right? He is in tune with the innermost workings of reality. He can traverse the mycelial network, right? And still not have to suck Dr. Gay's cock, right? That's how impressive he is. How can he do these things, you may wonder? How can he do these things? Well, I'll tell you how. Because he has that royal blood. Remember that from Game of Thrones, that royal blood, right? Even the bastard son gets a couple of leeches worth. That takes out a couple of kings. That's what royal blood does for you, mate. That's what royal blood. You want to be careful of them. And they are delicate souls, but we are blessed and honored to have one on with us tonight. And of course, it's not that impressive when I say it's only Birmingham's King of the Geeks. It's Dan Hadley from the Spacebook. How you doing, sir?
Hello, mate. Good to see you. Yeah. I saw that on screen. I thought, oh my God, I saw
you come on. I was wrapping up. I was like, oh, I better cut this off.
Because I tend to, considering I'm somebody who makes geeky content, I only actually watch it for about 2 evenings a week or 1 evening and 1 afternoon. So when people watch this stuff immediately, I just can't. I've just got too much to do, so I have to.
I completely hear it. Picard though, been awesome. I mean, just like
so that was today, wasn't it? That's dropped in the last few hours.
That was okay. It's not just acceptable Star Trek anymore, right? Now I can't think of better Next Generation. Right, with this episode, it's just freaking awesome.
This is the show. I mean, years ago, I remember before CBS All Access announced Discovery, there was a guy who used to be really active on social media, and he and I used to run a sort of group together. And he said, Star Trek coming back to TV, and between us, we sort of hammered out the idea that they should do an 8th season of TNG to kick it all off. And it's taken them how long? This was in 2015, so it's taken them 8 years to get to the position that myself and this guy.
I was doing the bleeding obvious. Right? I mean, the absolute bleeding obvious.
Because there hadn't been. Well, if you think there hadn't been any Trek on TV at that point for 10 years, it just seemed like it to us at the time. I say this guy moved abroad. I haven't spoke to him. He ditched social media, everything. So we're just two farties, just spitballing the way that we always do. And certainly before I started making content and talking on YouTube and whatnot. But yeah, they've taken 10 years to get there. And I don't know. I mean, it's fantastic to watch just these first 2 episodes, and and I mean, I've done 2 shows about it myself the last 2 weekends, and people were saying, does the producer Terry Matalas, does he understand where we are with everything that's gone before?
He was in the chat.
And he's been in touch with me since. I've had several messages from him. He seems like a really nice fella. But I was saying on the stream, well, you can see it's not something we've had this conversation about Bad Wolf. It's not something that they can state publicly because they're working within an industry. There's a professional courtesy involved. They're not fans. This is their career. Who knows? They could go to the very next job and find themselves working alongside, above or below, somebody they called the C word a few weeks ago. If they joined them with our nonsense. So they just can't do that. The stakes for them are too high. And they've got to operate on a slightly different level.
How much more obvious can it get? I mean,
it seems pretty obvious to me.
with no spoilers whatsoever, this episode is by far the best. At the same time of like
really
touching on, like, very obviously riffing on great Star Trek, it also pushes it forward. There's a dramatic character scene towards the beginning, which is just freaking insane. So good. Something you haven't seen before in Star Trek.
The writers, and I know that it's not just Terry that's doing this. There's 4 or 5 of them, I think, working across the season. I think he's writing the finale. I think he writes one in the middle. So it's got that kind of coverage that you have on Doctor Who. So there's a showrunner, and there's 2 or 3 writers rather than a horde of them. So it does seem to like it's going somewhere. But they do, in my view, they seem to have a real grasp on the entire thing. So it gives the impression, as you say, this is something I've never seen before. It gives a sense of fearlessness. And obviously then they're making, I get the impression, measured creative choices. But it's very, very exciting to watch it on the weekly because everything that we've seen, actually, not just in the Kurtzman era, but even going back to Enterprise, I think Enterprise played it safe as well. So with this, I think that this feels like the first Star Trek that's really mattered since Deep Space Nine ended, I think.
You know what? I think you're right. It's pushing the franchise forward while still being organically the franchise.
Yeah.
Right. And it really, like, they're swearing in this. I think people swear in this, and it doesn't feel like sacrilege. It feels like you can just tell that the core ethos is Star Trek, and so everything works.
Very much so.
Even they had the Captain Shaw, right? At the beginning, he started off being awful. Then towards the second episode, he kind of like came around at the end, right?
Mate, that's a perfect example. What a wonderful, rounded character who he's clearly got good points and bad points. Because we like him. He's kind of like the Victor Meldrew type. You can't help but like him, even though he was nasty to Picard and Riker. And so by the end of episode 2, when he sits down in his chair and he goes, okay, I know what he accepts the fact of what he's got to do. He hasn't really got a choice about it anymore. The weight of morality, it points very, very clearly in one direction, the right decision to make, and he makes it. And when Picard walks past him, and he's sat in the captain's chair, and Picard sort of just taps him on the shoulder like that, as if to say, well done, thank you for your support. You're doing the right thing. I know that you're with me. And it's almost. He goes instantly as well to being, he adopts a kind of patrician figure as well, a fatherly figure to him in that moment, whereas before that captain would not defer to Picard's authority, his wisdom, anything. He was very outwardly dismissive of him. Just fantastic character. And that's just one.
The stuff we really haven't seen in Star Trek before is conflict. But it's organic and it works within. It's. I feel like we're in the Rick Berman, Gene Rodden revision, right?
Well, mate, if you were Captain Shaw, if you were doing your job correctly, you would think about the 500 people who are looking to me. They could lose their lives over a decision that I make. So he's not a complete monster. You can see why he is in the position he's in, and that's good. I won't say it's great writing. I'm not going to overload it because it's still a silly space opera, but it's nicely written and it's consistent.
This one is it's really genuinely good. One second, I just have to go onto this stream and mod a bunch of people. Right? I just realized I haven't done that on my channel, so I have to make sure this.
I meant to ask because I just get the link. I just turn up wherever you are, and we're on another. It looks a lot like your home world, but I can see it's another planet. So these things happen.
No,
hello,
hello,
everybody. Thank you, Darren, for the links. Everybody who's plugged my channel, everybody who goes over there and supports us too. I really do appreciate it, and I don't say that often enough. So thank you.
You want to say I'm just adding moderators? Lonnie, you're now moderator. How exciting. Who else is normally a moderator? 1 second. Colin Archer, you're not, but if you want to be, you can. I don't mind. I think that's everybody. Is that everybody? Fine. If you're normally a mod, please let me know because I rely on you.
You say they got you by the short and curlies, mate. Something you put up.
Yeah. So, but again, I was just saying, this is the best time for this copyright strike to happen. Not copyright strike, community strike. Bloody the YouTube algorithm. I was saying this earlier. I think the YouTube algorithm, something's getting ready to happen. Right? We've seen these ripples before when stuff happens. Right? They're getting ready to make sure you can't complain about something. This has got a January 6th.
Yes, I have wondered. I mean, I was speaking very briefly to. Was I speaking to them? I know I had contact with Noel Glynn from the TARDIS Sound the other day, and we noticed that the views have just dropped on everything across the board. Certainly on channels the size of mine. And you think, well, I don't want to keep chasing this algorithm and trying to understand why things rise and fall and peak and drop.
Short. They want shorts. Okay,
that's the impression I'm getting.
It's the I used to get a standard 40-minute video would get 300-400 views right in the first day. Now they're getting 150, right? Well, my shorts, they get about 300-400 views. So what I'm going to do is because they're so quick to upload, I'm going to keep uploading them to this channel. That way I can keep this channel current in case I need to, right? And I think that's probably the best way to build your channel. Because it's just content. They like you putting out content. And I put out 3 shorts a day. So essentially, though, this had a great time because got my son's army graduation thing on Sunday, so I can't stream Sunday. Then Monday night is a Jewish holiday, where and then Tuesday is the same holiday, but that way you have a massive piss up and you get drunk. So I'm out commission Tuesday. Probably I'm going to be too wobbly to stream on Wednesday. Which brings me back to my home channel, essentially. So I was gonna bust the gut and do a bunch of extra content. I'm I think I'll just take a couple of days off. Frankly, I'll keep doing the shorts, but I think I'll just take some time off. I've got so much other stuff I need to do. So
I don't know how I feel about the shorts at the moment. I mean, it to me looks like a cynical swipe, but they're just trying to do what TikTok does, and I suppose I can see why, but. I think TikTok are doing their thing. You do your thing. I don't really understand why people want to do what somebody else does.
Instagram as well. Instagram are the same with Reels, right? They're all chasing it, right? You just got to start doing them, and they you get like any other form of streaming. You just get into the rhythm of them. Have you seen this? I was watching this earlier. This new technique using AI to turn film into animation.
No, but nothing should surprise me anymore. Film
right, so it's essentially rotoscoping, but done by AI. 1 second, let me. I'll show you the results.
It's just going to be impressive, isn't it?
Into anything you want, like a cartoon character. What if this?
With basically, you can now.
Could just be a means of capturing performance, and you can visualize whatever your imagination wants afterwards. This kind of no.
Yeah, this is game changing. So I think this is going to completely change the way they do the animated reconstructions. And this just makes animation a lot cheaper, essentially. Right? You're cutting out the bits that you send off to China or to Korea. But yeah, I think this is
back to Nico, and he can drop it right in the edit.
One thing I want to talk about is that you can go and make animations.
It's essentially an AI. Here, I'll show you. It's an AI drawing. 1 second, where is it? I think it's over here.
Of capturing performance, and you can visualize whatever to try to visualize things that don't exist. But
where is it?
Anything we want from scratch. Ink blot. It's a lot like looking at a picture and squinting your eyes.
Oh yeah, so this is basically what it is.
Clouds.
Basically, this thing called diffusion. You take a pic. There you go. You take a picture.
If you take a picture we already have, then you put a little bit of noise.
You add noise to it, and then the computer tries to place it back together
Place
again.
on top.
Fill in the
We can have the
gaps.
computer clear up that noise while drawing in new details.
Right, so that's how AI art works, essentially. That's one of the ways, right?
Gotcha.
So they want to do that with panels, and they have to find like ways of doing it, and then you like attach it to a style sheet.
Makes sense.
So like this is gonna like radically change how you do the reconstructions.
Completely, yeah.
Right. I mean, like especially now you have the digital sets, like yes, ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had kept doing those in Doctor Who magazine. So I think this is. I think Big Finish could crowdfund an animated version of the War Doctor using this animation, like one of their 40-minute ones, right? I reckon they could totally crowdfund that, and I think it'll be very successful.
It'd be perfect. Yeah, absolutely perfect for them.
Right. All right.
I mean, I know that Big Finish has sort of dipped its toes into animation, but I think that they realistically, if they don't kind of upscale and break out of purely doing audio, and there's clearly enough resources there.
The problem is that they don't have streaming, right? If they had the streaming rights, they will be. I think they could rival Audible, right? At $3.99 a month, I think they will probably get 100,000 subscribers, and $400,000 a month income is more than they're getting now. Is what I would guess.
Yeah, I'd certainly sign up for something like that.
Yeah, and
No
you
question.
just have that full catalog, right? That catalog's incredible, right? And like that. That's their worth. It's their IP, right? It's but yeah. So that I think that's absolutely a game changer. I was about to do a review of Doctor Who magazine. I haven't looked through it yet. Do you want to join me?
Well, I've just picked it up from the shops, and since I'm on YouTube in, I've got to be there in about an hour. Maybe I should get going. As that's short and sweet visit. Actually, I'll start with. I'll do another 10-15 minutes with you. Actually, let's have a peep inside. Let's have a peep.
It's like for me, I honestly, this looks like a very good issue, but not one I'm interested in at all. Quite frankly, because I never was. Sarah Jane Adventures. I watched the first season, but it wasn't really for me. I watched it with my kids. My kids really weren't that interested. They were too like childish because it was a kids show. Right, it wasn't really meant for me, so I never really. I saw bits of it, but never. I saw this one. Right,
I watched it. Yeah, I watched it all. I watched it all with my kids.
Oh, really?
They were around that age, so I watched it all. Got it all on DVD, and I just love it. So yeah, I'm banging for this. I've literally just picked it up. Yeah.
Okay, and that logo makes such a difference. It's crazy. It's crazy the difference the logo makes.
Just looks so right. It's so warm. Like I say, I never hated.
Inviting.
Yeah, it is. I never hated the previous one, but it was obviously it had those associations, and it did.
Right,
look,
I thought look when
it was very cold
reveal, right,
and corporate.
Well, look, when I first saw the reveal, I was quite excited because it felt like it was feminine and still science fiction. I was like, oh, they're in something interesting. Right, and nothing lived up to the promise of that logo. Like, sadly, I think there is feminine science fiction, like Bernie Summerfield, right, on Big Finish. Have you ever heard any of those?
I haven't, never. So no, again, never interested me, and I like Lisa Baumer, but it's just never interested me.
They really need. They just re-released the Excelis on as a box set.
Oh
right?
yeah, I've got that.
Yeah, and I remember it not being very good, as I recall. Do you remember it being good or not?
It's I bought all of them, and it seemed to just pass through one of my ears and go out the other. It left no impression on me whatsoever.
It didn't reach the hype of having Anthony Stewart Head. It was huge at the time, right? It just didn't, because Buffy was huge.
Yeah.
It just didn't reach. It didn't match the hype, which was the same, really, because it was. Because we were all excited by it, but like they should really they need to take everything, their entire content, right, and sell them as box sets cheaply, $9.99 for 3 stories, right?
I completely agree. I haven't seen how much they're re-releasing Excelis for, but you're right. They should go, if need be, right back to day one. Collect them all together for a modest price. People would either fill the gaps in their collection, or we would give others a chance. People who maybe didn't have the money then and might have now to amass to grow a new collection of stuff that's slightly better packaged, competitively priced, because they must have made their money back on bloody Whispers of Terror after 25 years. So
no, exactly. But but especially there's a lot that you can package as 3 stories ago. But there's Bernie Summerfield, right? That works really nicely. They did those in seasons. They did something really stupid that they kept they wound them into the book, so you had to follow the books, and I didn't. So they'll have to have Lisa Bauman narrate previously on or do some kind of thing like that. But other than that, because it's fantastic, it's really, and that's the thing, right? It's excellent science fiction. It's interesting science fiction. I really like. That's why I like the her one with David Warner, or blessed memory, shall we say? That it was. They were Doctor Who, but it was they were more Bernie Summerfield than Doctor Who, right? It was and again, it's feminine, right? But yeah, so unfortunately it never paid off, right? It never lived up to the promise, of what we were. Anyway, so you were aware this week of the big controversy about Covergate. People were mad. They felt it was.
You say big. I mean, we're talking about the same. As we've spotted, I think toxic fandom is gradually, over the weeks, it's gradually shrinking and shriveling up like the witch at the end of The Wizard of Oz, which I know is a cliche, but it is happening. And as the death throes are sort of continuing and those final cries are heard, they're getting more and more desperate. So losing their S over this was absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Really was, wasn't it? They're losing power, essentially. I mean, honestly, you know what I think it was? Nothing struck me as like the death of toxic fandom more than watching the reports from Gallifrey 1. Right, that used to be a very important con. Right, you got a lot of very important stuff. Now it was a sad irrelevancy. It was like the Star Trek con on Saturday Night Live. It really was.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to be nice about that event because I know a lot of people who went, and because people were quite generous and took a lot of pictures, I was able to see more images from it than ever. So I kind of felt like some of the mystique was taken away from it, and I'm grateful that people did share what they did. But how you describe it, I do feel that you're right. It's from the pictures. It seemed like, I won't even describe it as an after party. It looked like the overspill from a much better convention that's happening. A couple of buildings.
You know what it looked like? It looked like the 1952 Berlin Nazi Party convention. They're all like, "Oh yeah, it wasn't really so bad. We didn't fail horribly," and they all know they did.
Yeah,
and they're like grin and smile. So the reason I like this cover, by the way, was this is about our love of Sarah Jane,
Precisely.
Right? Our love, exactly. And you see that in his eyes, right? He is our surrogate, right? It's not about Sarah Jane. It's about we love Sarah
That's exactly what I said on Twitter. People have focused on the image. I mean, yeah, it's a magazine. We look at the image. It's a big image. It's a nice image. And it's a new image. I'd never seen this one before. But they'd looked at the image and not read the headline. For me, it's very clear exactly what you're saying. K9 and the Doctor are there representing us. We love Sarah Jane. You love Sarah Jane. I do. So does the Doctor, and so does K9. But that sentiment is completely lost on them because they're fucking morons.
They are. I think that's a problem with that whole segment of the world. They think they're smart and they're really stupid. Right. It's like that's
all
really
surface. All surface value. They can't see underneath it at all.
Right. Exactly. They're so superficial. Right. Well, I guess that's why they're all bigots and racists. So, I mean, that which is.
You have to wonder.
They are. There's you saw Scott Adams, his publisher dropped him, because he spoke out. Scott Adams, the guy who did Dilbert, right?
Oh, I did see something about that a couple of days ago, but I couldn't quite work it out.
So basically, what it was a we just went over the story on the show. It was a Rasmussen poll where they basically said that 50% of black people say it's not okay to be white. He's like, well, in that case, I identify now. 50% of them say it's not okay. That's a hate group. So now I got to identify as being white, right? So my advice is, if this poll is right, don't go near black people, right? And we should just segregate completely, right? Which is what they kind of want. So they took that as saying, oh, he hates black people. Like, no, that's not what he said. He said you're being racist. Stop it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't know much about Dilbert or the guy's sense of humor, but from what you've just described to me, that's not what he's saying. It's no.
By the way, did you see this? Does this? Let me see if this opens up.
Oh,
right. Hoping the wrong thing. 1 second. There we go. Did you see this?
I did. Yeah, this has
couple of points. Why would you buy the? Firstly, what's up with Colin Baker? That's bad AI, right? I hope it's not like an artist who I'm taking the piss out of their work, because it's just bad AI. Maybe it's just his.
Well, the original artist was Alistair Pearson, wasn't it? I can't.
Yeah, but that's not Alistair Pearson.
I can't think that it can be. I can't think that Alistair Pearson would let anything go out looking like that. That he's going back to his artwork from some of the books as they go to audiobook and rejigging them and sort of reimagining them and adding new elements and so he's very particular about things. I can't believe that he'd let that go out. So it just doesn't look right. And I don't buy these releases myself, so you could say it's none of my bloody business. But this, I don't like this. I don't think they've done a good job of it. I think they should have reconsidered. And to be fair, I would never buy this release anyway. I've got the book. I've got the Big Finish audio.
I got the Big Finish, which is like, how much is that? That's cheap now. That's on sale. Let me look that up.
Is it on sale? So I bought it by full price when it first. I bought all those Lost Stories when they first came out. I just lapped them all up.
Like, honestly, Big Finish. These things need to be like $4 a piece. It's so silly. I mean, like, I think they would sell a lot more and have much less pirating. They should just, like, I don't know. They should just try it, right?
Well, they're going to have no choice eventually, because things will move on. Things will gather pace. They're going to have to be bold with some sort of delivery. I mean, their app, obviously, that was a major development for them, and that was quite courageous at the time. And they continually...
Again, the problem with it, you can't stream your content, because they can't have streaming. They don't. That's the problem. It's $9.57, right? For and this is about
pretty good,
double that price.
Yeah, I'd go for the Big Finish. I mean,
which is actually very, very good.
Nothing against Toby Longworth. Nothing against this book. Great. It's a nifty little book. I bought this when it very first came out and read it. But I would. Yeah.
I know. I was excited for this one. Yeah. Man, did you ever read or listen to The Ultimate Foe, the one with the Ice Warriors?
Yes. Now I've got the book of. Have I got the book of that? That's the Wally K. Dolly one, isn't it? I'm getting them mixed up.
Yeah,
have I heard that.
No. The Wally K. Dolly one's a different one. Wally K. Dolly is very similar. The one with the Ice Warriors and Syl is by the guy who writes Syl. What's the name? Philip Martin. It is awful. Mission to Magnus. Yeah. It is cringe awful. It's like a battle of the sexes thing, and it would have been cringe awful in 1965. Like the Prisoner in Space was this like Patrick Troughton awful sexist like the worm had turned. It was awful, and this was worse than that. And they actually made this.
That rings a bell. Like Big Finish did do that, didn't they? Because I bought that too. I bought that entire line, so I've definitely heard that.
I bought that entire line right up until the next releases, which is a table read of Genesis of the Dark, the original version of Genesis of the Daleks, before Robert Hose made it much better. And same thing with the Ark in Space. Like I tried that out when they did a release of Revenge of the Cybermen. and they did the
Yeah,
original
I
version,
bought that.
and it was like, sucking the Robert Holmes out of something doesn't help it. Okay, that's just my advice to you, right? It doesn't make it any better.
So it was nice. It was nicely done, but you do. If we're not the market for that kind of thing, then who is? People of our age.
Listen, look, they got to be kind of creatively ambitious and bold, which I think to Big Finish's credit they are.
They have
right.
been,
I think everything good about Big Finish comes from Nicholas Briggs, though. I really genuinely do.
Yeah, I agree.
Everything he touches, I'm confident in. Right, anything he's not like the minute he left the Ninth Doctor range, it imploded. Right, like the same millisecond, it was crazy. And the War Doctor stuff, not the War Doctor, the Beyond the War Games is fantastic. The Patrick Troughton one,
Yeah, you can tell when Nick is, well, actually, to be fair, whatever they put him onto, I don't think I've ever listened to anything by Nick Briggs and either not enjoyed it or not felt, at the very least, that I'd been told a story that had been worth my time.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with you, right? He's always doing something interesting. Like, I fundamentally disagree with his message of The Prisoner, but I like that he made that message, right? Which is basically conformity and socialism is fantastic. Like, no, it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. You should have self-determination, right?
It's interesting, isn't it? Because McGowan definitely comes down on the opposite side. I don't believe McGowan is advocating for communism at all. And so the idea that Nick would take that away from that, I mean, maybe it was a deliberate flip of that.
I think it was. And also, the thing about The Prisoner is you have to, for it to work, it's got to be an authentic creative vision, which his version was, right? It has to.
Completely.
I think he understands that quite well. I mean, all the shows he's revived, I thought, been very good. What else has he done? I can't remember. But he did the War Doctor range.
He's done the UFOs, Space 99, all that stuff. Yeah,
he came into Safe Space 1999 for this new set. They've heard the message, I think, about the last one, the Brexit one. It was so obvious. It was so on the nose.
Yeah, because when they did that pilot,
that was great. That was fantastic.
Yeah, people loved that. And then the first actual release, people felt the complete opposite.
No, the first release was great. The first release was really good. That was insanely strong, right? It was the second release that they did the Brexit analogy, right? That was the one that was the and it was agony. It was so, oh God, it was so cringe, right? Oh man. What can you do? What can you do? Look, I understand they all very much strongly believe in it, but like, dude, we know you believe in it, right? That you're not like this is not an interesting story, right? To anybody, not you, not me, anybody. Anyway, how's World War III coming over in England?
We're still very much in denial and refusing to call out anything that is so clearly either happening now or has happened in the last 2 to 3 years and could happen in the following 3 years as an extension of. Here in Britain, we're denying any of it's going on and that any of the blame lies where it obviously clearly lies. It's the entire nation is in a state of denial, but more to the point, the entire country is run by cowards. Most of the people who are
the entire political class are the worst people in the universe.
It is shocking, and we're now at a point where, which obviously I won't talk about this too precisely, but yes, everybody, we don't have blasphemy laws in Britain. Yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about. But there's other things going on too. The stuff about the old coof. We've heard a few things that that they're accepting now that it came from where we all clearly thought it had come from.
Really?
So all these things, that we couldn't say 2 years ago, which was so clearly, obviously true, but still, you're not allowed to say any of these things publicly. Nicola Sturgeon, you saw that. She stepped on her own landmine.
I'm not following this politics at all. I saw they wanted to execute over his cats at one point.
It did. yes, they did. I mean, Scotland is just just
could you
cuckoo,
imagine?
nuts.
Could you imagine if they were going to execute? They wanted to euthanize everyone's cat. They're like, fuck off. No.
It's as if they're deliberately. Well, it's as if they go for your pets, then they go for your kids, then they. It's as if they can't resist. They can't resist in seeing how. They can't resist seeing how far they can push people. They think, "Oh, look
what it is.
Look what they accepted. Look what they accepted in 2020."
So this year there's gonna be a massive change in status quo. It's coming. Man, it's nearly here. Man, it's been coming for 2 years.
Somebody's going
to come for 7 years, actually.
Somebody has got to do something, otherwise Great Britain will be completely lost and there'll be no coming back from it. Unless somebody does something in the next 18 months.
What? You don't have 18 months, mate. I think we are in
I was being kind.
Genuine warfare in weeks, right? We are in actual hot conflict in weeks. And nobody knows what that's going to look like, right? Nobody knows what the weapons are. Are they kinetic? Are they cyber?
We have had, in the last 12 months alone, the equivalent of an invasion force worth of people turn up in this country with no documentation as to who they are, who have basically they're basically an army's worth of young men who have, in no small number, actively started to either sexually or violently abuse and assault members of the British public.
I saw that. Yeah, it's
they've been indiscriminate with it. They haven't been choosy about the things like the skin color of the people that they attack or that they target for these for their various lusts, however you want to describe it. But they're here and they're doing it. Somebody's got to do something about it, but people won't even say anything about it. And
again, dude, look, mate, this is called the end of days. I don't know how more exactly you want to see it. Like, this is like literally what is described at the end of days. Yep. This is totally happening, and I think there's going to be some kind of I don't know what's going to happen, but I still think we're seeing Doctor Who in November, right? But I think we're seeing it in a very different world. I really do. Right, that's how crazy it is. And
I hope so, mate. I hope so, and I hope that we're both here to talk about it, and we can gas and geek out about it all together. Because that, in some ways, it's stuff like that that it does things like this. They keep a little hope in one's heart. Later on, I better shoot now, but yeah, thanks for this.
Do you have your thumbnail? I was going to put it up for you.
I do. I have my thumbnail. Yeah, because I'm on in an hour's time with various other selves and cohorts.
I love your Thursday show. Freaking love your Thursday show. It's a great balance of people.
Yeah, I love doing it, and everybody who's on that show, we all really enjoy doing it. We enjoy each other's company, and we think about what we're talking about, and we sort of revel in it, whatever it is. I mean, obviously, we don't always agree, as I'm sure that anybody who's watched it for longer than sort of 2 weeks on the trot appreciates, but it does sort of create what I think is a good, rounded conversation with people who, whatever they disagree on, love Doctor Who.
Yeah, I have to tell you, I was just transfixed by your gel guard. That is the action figure version,
that's right.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah. See, I constantly scan for stuff for thumbnails now, like constantly.
Oh, well, anything. Yeah, I've got a lot of these things as PNG files, so I could just send them to you if you want to use any of them. But yeah, I love doing that with action figures, because to me, it sort of channels the inner child that we've all still got. You've got more action figures than I have, so you know this better than me. So the idea that you sort of move them across the desk and look around. See, to me, that's all part of it. It's all part of reliving a story, any Doctor Who story, but particularly something like the Three Doctors, which we're talking about for the entirety of tonight's show. And,
I love the Three Doctors.
Yes, we're going to dig in on that. And we've got some exclusive artwork. We have maybe some information that hasn't been heard before, actually. I'm not entirely sure, but I can promise there's going to be lots of different takes, because we've got people on our show, people in their 50s, 40s, 30s and 20s. So that's apart from actually getting some.
That's the thing about your show. You have a great cross section of people. I genuinely enjoy it. Right? Genuinely enjoy it.
Thank you.
So
the party.
by the way, I see Dr. Alex in the channel. But you should be gutted. Speaking of, I actually said how much I enjoyed the AI Peter Capaldi reading season 12. Have you heard it yet?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay, so the great thing about that is it just adds authenticity to it. So and that's it. So, I mean, that's basically what this is amongst the things I didn't get to tonight. I am going to do the Doctor Who magazine review. Okay, that's going to happen. I'm sorry.
I'll leave you all to that. But thank you for the kind words. Thank you for your time, everybody.
Very good. Looking forward to hearing you.
I'll catch you later. I hope to speak to you at some point the next few days. But thank you, everybody. I'll see you at 8 o'clock over at Facebook. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
All right. There you go. Ian Scales, how you doing? So, Dr. Alex, good news for you, because I'm taking a couple of days off. Hopefully is to look at things I haven't got to. So, yeah, you want artwork? I want to finish the script first. I know. Hopefully, if I will get to both. Who knows? Or dares to dream. Dan Hadley, 75 minutes in. You're not the first young man to say that in Scales. Let me tell you. Fine, let me get back to Doctor Who magazine. Finally, dying minutes of the episode. Everything I missed, I'll get to on Saturday. Right, Saturday night, back here in the channel. Join me here, and we'll talk about Mandalorian. We'll talk about Picard. Fucking awesome. Picard was fucking awesome. I mean, like, I can't overstate how awesome Picard was. It was awesome. I can't think of better Next Generation, right? So we'll do that. There's a bunch of stuff from Doctor Who magazine we haven't got to. I don't know. We have a big show on Saturday night. Saturday, the Rabbi Fernandez big Saturday night out. There we go. Fine. So this episode, this is your Doctor Who magazine. Had a lovely cover. Shouldn't be controversial whatsoever, but it was because David Tennant was in the middle and Sarah Jane was pushed aside. The crazy toxic fandom were not happy with this. They were not happy at all. They were not having it. They said, "Oh, it's sexist because David Tennant's in the middle. Oh, they hate David Tennant." Of course, what they hate David Tennant because he shows how awful Jodie Whittaker was, like how much of a failure she was, right? And it's fine. Listen. It's okay that it wasn't popular. If you love it, you love it. You keep loving it. It doesn't matter if everybody else hated it. You keep loving it. But most of them didn't love it. Most of them just loved it because they were told that they were supposed to like it. Otherwise, they were bigots, right? And it was irredeemably bad. So that's why I hate David Tennant, because the Emperor has no clothes, as it became apparent as soon as he appeared. But why this is a great cover, look at the love in his eyes, right? Look at the love in David Tennant's eyes, and that's what this is about. We love Sarah Jane, and we do indeed love Sarah Jane, right? Look at the love in his eyes there. And that love is our love. Fine. So I think a great cover. For me, actually, though, Sarah Jane Adventures never really did much for me, right? I liked the first one, but again, didn't really do much for me. Kate Orman's in this issue. Bloody hell. When hubby John started showing me this series recently, I was in for a treat. She says there's so much to experience of watching Doctor Who as a child, and the thought of stepping into the Doctor's thrilling world with a grown-up heroine to guide you and protect you. Okay. John Dawn is in this episode, and Daisy Plant. Don't know who either. I know John Dawn is. John Dawn is a talented guy. Yeah, again, I think on Saturday we'll go over all the new series news. So we've got new directors. I mean, honestly, it's like we're going to talk about how excited they are, but it doesn't really matter. Doctor Who's Oscar nominee, Julian Howth's sound recorders on Doctor Who Series 3 and 4, and Torture Sarah Jane has been nominated. Okay, it's one of those awards that they don't even do at the night, right? This vinyl looks lovely. What's this from? From Typhoon Tea giveaway. Picture cards offered to purchasers with Amazing World of Doctor Who. That book, which included several stories of the Fourth Doctor, Sarah Jane. Oh man, this sounds awesome. Has now inspired a lavish collectible for this year's record store. Man, I wish I had a record. I want to be into this, but it's so bloody expensive, and I would love to be. I'd love to have a vinyl setup, but man, it's too expensive, and it's just I'm not that into music, basically. What's this? Further analysis. Following the success of last year's Analysis Bureau, which raised funds for Disasters Emergency Committee, Ukraine appeal. Fuck off! Like, again, I feel terrible for anybody devastated by war, but why did we make this war? You know, like, Jesus fucking Christ. Why not actually hold our politicians accountable? You know, no good is going to come from this. So I don't know. Buy this if you want. So it's which features a Doctor Who character, Brigadier Lethbridge and Professor Travers. Oh, that's interesting. The latest story brings legendary actor Orson Welles into the mix. Let's see if we can see the cover. Okay. Look, best of luck. And obviously I don't want anybody to be hurt. So yeah, this will definitely do on Saturday night. This is the first thing I read in Doctor Who magazine. It's fantastic. It's always the best bit of it. Galaxy Forum. Again, look, people are just bursting with love for Sarah Jane Smith. That's beautiful. That piece of art. Let's have a look. Let's zoom in a bit. Excellent. Who is this? Sarah Jane and K9 by Adnan Haley. That's stunning. I mean, like, I don't know how you produce it. Maybe it'll say, I don't know what you used to produce that, but you nailed that character. You nailed her emotion. You nailed her curiosity, right? Beautifully. I think really genuinely beautifully. Totally nailed it. So what we got in the YouTube? A look in the attic of Sarah Jane Adventures 10th anniversary reunion. Okay. Really Sarah Jane's best moments. Showman Russell David talks to Wonderbirds about how he became a graphic designer and a cartoonist. Okay. Former Jonas Stephen Moffat interviewed on Radio Times about Doctor Who and his wider career. I will check that out. And clips from all areas are combined to make incredibly dark medley. This was fantastic. I highlighted this. I was going to say on my channel, but on the other channel, on my main channel. Darth Mention definitely did anything for me, but okay. I mean, I just miss Tim Quinn and Dickie Howard, but that's just me for you. I'm an old fogey, right? Production diary. Look, Scott Hancock, great writer. I love the Dorian Gray stuff you did, but like this column, like if you have trouble sleeping, this is the column to read. It always does the trick, right? Or you will fall right asleep. People do other work. So David Tennant among those hosting this is Comic Relief. Olivia Colman as Miss Havisham in Great Expectation. Well, that actually looks very good in that. Louise Jameson signs a new Emmerdale deal, meeting her much-loved character Mary Gospel continues to be seen until 2024. As long as she keeps doing Doctor Who, I'm quite a big finish. I'm happy. New More number 9. I never saw it, right? Everybody says I should watch it. So the new explanation that has Olivia Colman as Miss Havisham. It's going to be on the FX channel, which means I have it on Disney Plus. Castle Gerald Cook, Rudy Blum, Rashonda Sander, Nick. I don't know any of these people. Jordan Whittaker can be seen in Capture. I know. Stop. It was it was the first thing she did. Colin Baker will voice a sous chef in a quirky scenery chewing robot in Bug-Eyed Independent, family-friendly science fiction comedy currently being crowdfunded. Stephen Fry will voice the Infinite Wisdom. Well, okay, that sounds good. I think it'll be pretty good at that. I can see that. Tosin Cole and Olivia Colman are to lead the cast of The Girl from the North Country in a cinematic adaptation. I have no idea. 5. Nobody really. Neil Gaiman's show, Ocean at the End of the Lane. Where is it? The tour ends in the Grand Theatre, Wolverhampton, September 30th. Get in quickly, darling. This is 1976. I kind of like this column, by the way. This is a fun little idea, and it's this column. This is one of the things I normally just go to when I'm like just thumbing through. So now we get into their celebration Saturday. This is a beautiful picture, right? And look, she looks so wonderful in a wedding dress. It's just like. it's very hard not to be emotional, right? And this was a great story. So who wrote this? Was this written by Rusty Davis? Who wrote this? Who wrote this article? Once More with Ealing. It's a great title. Okay, I want to know who wrote. If this is Rusty Davis wrote it, I'm going to. That's a must read, right? So that's an overview. So fine. This is a overview of Sarah Jane Adventures. Okay, fine. So this is the overview of series 1. Oh, so they got lots of different people. So Eddie Robson, Lisa Gladhill. Who else is Molly Marsh? Don't know who that is. James Corey Smith. Matt Michael, I recognize him. Okay. Chris Bentley. So this is going to be interesting because I don't know any of these. I mean, I saw season 1. Man, I got this. I just haven't had a chance to listen to it. I'm so excited for it though. So this will be the second one. Teenager Tommy Knight talks about being in Sarah Jane Adventures. Again, if this gives you the feels, great. For me, it's just like didn't really do anything, right? Like I don't know who this girl is giving him the eye, but I get the feeling she's going to be out of luck. But boy, she looks ready to go. Okay, I don't know who she is, but she looks. She is a DTF. Oh, what's this? Another one of him with a girl. Abby Myers as Dynasty Barry with Tommy in Waterloo Road. Okay, fine. Simply the best. No idea. What is this? Okay, more about him. Fine. Series 2. Who we got talking about Series 2? Steve Cole. I like Steve Cole. John Dorney. I like John Dorney. And that's the one with, what's his name in Bradley Walsh, right? I think I saw all these on Matt Michael, Pip Madley. Don't know who you are. I think these are all vaguely familiar. I think I fell out of it later. So then we get an interview with him. And again, if you're in a Sarah Jane, this is the issue for you, right? This will tell you everything you need to know. Yeah, I would skim all this stuff about what was it? Red Nose Day. Prisoner Jadoon, Eddie Robson. So now just recycled. Daisy Plant, still don't know who she is. Chris Bentley, Gently Bentley. Lisa Gladhill. See, none of this stuff I saw. Yeah, this stuff, I might have seen the gift. I can't remember. So, Atelectra is the lead writer, Phil Ford, talks to Stuart Mann about how, this one I would be interested in. Because I like writing, right? Writing is interesting, to me anyway. So, yeah, I would do that. Nightmare Man, I think I saw that one. And Secret of the Vault, I think I saw that one too. That looks familiar. The Death of the Doctor, probably saw that. Empty Planet. Yeah, Empty Planet's where I fell out of it. There you go. I was like, oh, these robots look stupid. Leave me alone. Lost in Time, I didn't bother with. Goodbye, Sarah Jane, I didn't bother with. And then Anjali Mahindra does her, she has a interview. Man, she looks stunning, right? Like, she looks even better today. Crazily. Like, she's actually got hotter. Okay, well, good for you. And Needless to say, she's actually a good actress as well. Look, if you're up for the Beyond Bannerman Road, I think that was fun. So Sky, I didn't see that one. Chris Bentley, Reese, Curse of Clive Langer. No, I missed that. The Man Who Never Was. No. I saw The Wedding of Sarah Jane, didn't I? Didn't I see The Wedding of Sarah Jane? Farewell, Sarah Jane. What, the one from the cover? Goodbye, Sarah. Look, man, how many times can you do that? I thought it was around here. No, I don't remember. Anyway, look, again, I'm not really a Mavenite, but actually, I really would like this more than that. I'm tempted to buy this. It looks kind of awesome, and it is my era. That looks good. That does look good. I might get that. That looks good. What's this? CN Raylish is the VFX coordinator on the new episodes of Doctor Who. She tells Nick about responsibilities on a very personal connection to the series. So it looks like she works on Sarah Jane as well. Okay. more about Shooty Gatwa. Okay, this will do when we cover all the new series stuff, right? Filler. 60 objects in 60 years. I mean, come on, really? Jelly babies. I mean, okay, whatever. 76 plush Altoid. It's okay. This is all just stupid. I haven't read the comic strip yet, but now it's taking a weird, interesting slant. I want to know where this is going, right? It's like I don't think they're in our reality, right? I don't think they're in our reality, and hopefully we start getting clues, right, about what's going on, and then okay, we end up. That's a good final panel. Lee Sullivan seems to be getting back into his stride again. Love this story, and like this story to me just screams that if you're going to do a female Pirates of the Caribbean, why on earth wouldn't you get Karen Gillan? This is her audition to be a captain pirate, and she's excellent in it, right? Who was the super hot woman in it? Lily Cole, yeah, she was crazily hot, which is basically my evaluation for everybody. There we go. I thought that was a girl being the cabin boy, and I know it was actually a boy, thank God. But I was just thinking of that awful Sylvester McCoy Big Finish one, the Flying Dutchman, where they had somebody who was clearly a girl being a cabin boy. I mean, oh God, it was so stupid. It was a great little story. I like the story. I do like how they turned up again later. I like the Matt Smith era, right? When was that they turned up in their pirate ship, a space pirate ship? Okay, audio frequencies, not really interested. Again, is this the Ninth Doctor? Or no, this is Short Trips. Yeah, honestly, I got too much to listen to. But I'll read the review. Not really interested in this. Like, okay, whatever. Although it's got Nick Briggs there, I kind of trust it more, but no. And then yeah, shades like even the titles of these box sets are just show thoughtlessness, right? It's just like slapdash, Shades of Fear. Oh right, yeah, all Doctor Who stories have fear in them, for God's sake. Have like scary things. Who's reading this? David Troughton. I don't know. This stuff just doesn't appeal to me at all. Right? How much is it? Did it say? £20. Blimey. Yeah. Hey, do you want to relive the nightmare of Jodie? No, me either. I wonder how many they're going to sell. This was good. Doctor Who Am I? Right? I like this a lot. This was a normie's view of fandom, right? And it was a strange view indeed. Paul McGann just comes off as like a lovely, decent human being through this, right? Really, really genuinely decent, right? Win stuff what you can win. Oh, that just came out. New Frontiers, Thirst Trap, not interested. Time Monster, read by John Coulter. I bet that's good. And Return of Joe Jones. I've got that on my to listen to list. Okay, thankfully, not much coming out from Big Finish next month, right? And nothing I'm interested in at all. This I dropped out of after like 3 box sets. It's just boring, dowdy, boring women being dowdy and boring with robots, right? I'm like, I'm not interested. Hi, does this say sci-fi to you? Yes. This is okay. This picture shows you exactly what the robots is like. If you can look at this picture and not understand what the robots is like, then there's not much I can do. Okay, but yeah, it's like your mum's sci-fi. Yeah. I'm sorry, it just wasn't that good. And maybe just Nicola Walker. Do you have to look like you swallowed a wasp permanently? What's Asa Cridgen? I mean, she's in the new 5th Doctor set. Again, thank God I'm not buying that. There you go. I saved myself some time. Masterpieces. He's the anagram-loving supervillain at the heart of this month's audiobook, Terror of the Master. But does author Alexander Obvert, Trevor Baxendale, think of his greatest adventures? Now, this is something I want to look at as well. Okay, yeah. Because I like Trevor Baxendale. Maybe I'm going to do that along with the review of Masterful, which is excellent, right? Oh, not Masterful. It's Terror of the Master. Growing Pains. What's this? Beyond Bannerman Road. And look, all these people just love Sarah Jane Adventures, right? It's so I think this is going to be beautiful and authentic, right? I really do. I think they're going to absolutely nail this. I just wish I liked it. Honestly, I just wish I liked it, but I think this is going to be great, right? Question numbers of big ideas. These always like take too much work for me to look up. Locked up, cold and wet. Okay, fine. Yeah, this doesn't present the data very well. I'm sorry. Next month, what we got next month? Dalek Stream of Electric Sheep. Okay, what's going on with the comic strip? No Bones About It. Facts and Fiction and Flatline. Love that. That's probably the best story of Capaldi's first season. Seeking 6 of the segments of Key to the Time. Magic, I have no idea. Bill and Pat's Excellent Innovation. The first Doctor Who 60th anniversary polls. We reveal how you rated the 6 stories from top to bottom. I will follow that with interest, right? Indeed. Tom Baker has got a new Big Finish thing out. And finally, the cover of Doom. The cover of Doom is a beautiful cover. It just is. It's absolutely lovely. People are strange. What can I tell you about? People are strange. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up. Join me Saturday night. I'm not sure when I'm going to be streaming after that. That might not be in the channel again during this week. I'm going to keep doing shorts. If anything happens, you know, it's worth talking about. I'll do a stream here, obviously, and on Rumble. Again, Saturday night we're going to do Star Trek Picard, Mandalorian, freaking both of them awesome. Production notes and like the new series news. Fine, that's a good show. That's happening Saturday night. Join me here, right? Join me here. That'll be lovely. Fine. Let me. I'll hit the subscribe button as well. That's also very good. Fine. I'm going to hit the end broadcast button.